up from there. Totally casual, totally conversational. I think we're gonna have a really good time. I'm feeling good. The questions I have for you is: what is revenue orchestration? Why is this the right moment for it? What is the biggest misconception revenue leaders have about AI agents today? And then we're going to look into the future. 3 years from now, what does a best-in-class revenue org look like? Anything you'd like to add? Anything you'd like to adjust? Or do those seem pretty in line with what you've had prepared for us today?
You can add whatever you want.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. I'll just probably follow-up questions, things like that. Should be pretty good. Should be conversational. And it's Abhijit Mitra. Perfect.
There are many variations of my name. I'll take whatever you pronounce.
Well, I just want to make sure that you respond and you don't look around and be like, "Wait, who? Who's he talking about? That's not me." That doesn't make for a very good interview. Okay, do you have awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks. Cool. Any other questions before we get started? Like I said, we'll chat for about 10 minutes and just hang on at the end when we're done to make sure we get everything uploaded.
Let's get started, and we can always cut things, right? So it's okay.
That's right. That's right. Let me just grab this note over here. I'm going to do a little bit of introduction. I'll introduce you. You can say hi, and then we'll get into the first question.
Yeah.
Let me go here. Sorry, I need to get this in this spot. Mouse is not cooperating. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, let's do this. This is Hiring AI Agents and the Rise of Revenue Orchestration, a series from Outreach and GeekWire Studios explaining how AI agents are becoming full members of the revenue team and how AI agents, let me start that over, take two. This is Hiring AI Agents and the Rise of Revenue Orchestration, a series from Outreach and take three. This is Hiring AI Agents and the Rise of Revenue Orchestration, a series from Outreach and GeekWire Studios explaining how AI agents are becoming full members of the revenue team and how AI-powered revenue orchestration is reshaping sales, marketing, partnerships, and finance. My guest this time is Abhijit Mitra, the CEO of Outreach. Abhijit, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me here, Brian.
Now, I want to start with just a little bit of background. What is revenue orchestration, and why is this the right moment for it?
Well, revenue orchestration is a combination of three distinct categories which has merged together. So, sales engagement, revenue intelligence, and then CRM, Salesforce automation. So all of these categories has come together into what's called revenue orchestration. And the idea of revenue orchestration is that, by the way, it's a new software category. So since last year, we have had the leading analysts create essentially Forrester Wave and Gartner Magic Quadrant publications on this new software category. And what it does is it's a layer that sits on top of CRM, helping to orchestrate the work that various revenue teams need to do in order to generate revenue for the company. And the reason why it is now a very good time for revenue orchestration is because of generative AI. So what has happened with generative AI is the rise of AI agents. And with agentic AI, what that is best suited for is to get work done, essentially orchestrate work. So now you can put the two together, revenue orchestration, orchestrate work through AI agents. It's a very good match. So it's a perfect fit for the use cases that revenue orchestration delivers today.
What would you say as you walk through each of these pillars? Which one of these pillars is most important? Which one carries the other two, or are they all equal?
Yeah, it's a good question. So they work hand in hand with each other. So if you look at the workflows in revenue orchestration, you have pipeline generation, which is how you create revenue, or how you create pipeline essentially. And then you have deal management, and you have account management, you have sales coaching, you have forecasting. And it's not just for new customers, new logos, it's also for your existing customers, how you sell more into your existing customers, how do you retain your customers, how you expand your customers. So all of these workflows together contribute to what we call revenue orchestration. Sales engagement is the part where you're engaging with customers, right? Revenue intelligence, conversation intelligence is where you are getting insights from what are you talking to customers about. Forecasting, Salesforce automation, all of that is around the deal closing and forecasting the revenue. All of these work hand in hand with each other, and that's what really is super important for companies to get right. So there's no really one part which you can say, hey, let me just do this one and forget about the rest. That doesn't work. It just falls apart. So you have to get all the different elements right in order to have an efficient revenue organization.
A bit of a three-legged stool, if you will. Speaking of getting it right, what is the biggest misconception that revenue leaders have about AI agents today? Where are they sort of missing the mark when it comes to comprehending and really grasping this concept?
You know, the our understanding and revenue leaders' understanding of AI agents has evolved quite a bit in the last like 1.5 years, I would say. Initially, there was a lot of fear that, hey, AI agents will come and replace humans, and then there will
Mhm.
not be any need for people anymore. Largely, I feel that a lot of that fear has died down. Maybe it's there in some pockets, but overall, people are seeing that AI is actually in their own personal life. They're seeing that AI is adding a lot of value, and that is also carrying over into their work life as well. So people are seeing that AI can actually add a lot of value. Now, the problem is, the misconception is that people, I think, still think, and some revenue leaders think, especially those who are new in their AI adoption, they feel that, hey, if I just sprinkle an AI tool on top, or if I sprinkle AI on top, then I have done it and I have a solution, I will magically see some results. And that's not going to happen. So, the fundamentals of how you work, what business process you implement, and what data it operates on, and does that data make sense? Is it clean? Is your process homogeneous? Is it working in conjunction with other parts? How is the AI embedded into that process and adding value? All of that work still needs to be done. So you just can't buy an AI tool and then sprinkle it on top of whatever you're doing and think that things are going to change. They're not going to change. And this is where I see I would say, an evolution in the market that's still happening right now. Because in a lot of companies, I see that there's a lot of AI budget. And
Mhm.
because of that AI budget, there's a plethora of AI tools that IT is buying or business is buying,
Sure.
and putting it all together and thinking that it's going to change. That's just not going to work, because you got to it just like you got to orchestrate the process. You need to still you also need to orchestrate. Sorry, let me just say that once more. Just like you need to orchestrate the process, you also need to figure out what is the platform that is going to drive that orchestration. And if you fragment that platform with so many tools, each has their own way of working, you're again back to square one with data disconnect. And AI is not going to solve that for you.
Yeah, AI can't bring all this together if you throw it to the wind and don't make these systems work together, don't have a plan. As CEO, and you've been in this space for quite some time and really been a thought leader in this space and regarded in the industry, you have a responsibility to the shareholders and investors, you have a responsibility to the customers and partners, but you also have a responsibility to the employees. How do you brace these conversations with your organization and other organizations and professionals as a whole when they say, oh, AI agents are going to take my job? How do I work together with these AI agents? What do you tell those employees? What do you tell those frontline sales teams that this is a good thing?
Yeah. So we use Outreach ourselves at Outreach, and so in some ways we are the best example of what you can do uh, with our own software. And the thing is about AI agents is that we invented AI so that it helps us become better at what we do. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something I want people to always keep in mind. The technology has been invented by humans to help humans, and it's not the other way around. It can be the other way around. You can use also technology in various bad ways, but if I believe that technology is always in the service of people and not the other way around. So think about it, like in a revenue orchestration workflow that I just talked about a couple of minutes ago. you're researching accounts, you're researching prospects. The amount of work that needed to do a good research, looking at all the data, looking at all the conversations, all the phone calls, video calls, emails, what's happening in the internet, news, all of that,
Yeah.
and coming up with a succinct sort of summary of where the account is at, where the person is at, what's happening in the industry, and then making decisions out of that is a lot of work, and it takes reams and reams of effort, essentially, lots of hours and hours of work. Um, what if AI helps you do that and does that for you 24 by 7?
Yeah.
Does that help you become better at figuring out who to target? Okay, let's say AI does that for you. What about now reaching out to those customers and personalizing those emails or your phone calls, transcripts, or your LinkedIn messages? What if AI does that for you and helps you really personalize it based on all the data and signals that it's gathering for you? Wouldn't you like to do that? Wouldn't that save a lot of hours for you? Absolutely, it would. Now, let's say the AI is essentially reaching out to the customer on your behalf, and the customer is coming back and saying, "Oh, you know what? This actually makes sense. This is exactly what I want." And now you're at the meeting, and the AI prepares you for the meeting, coaches you during the meeting, updates your records for you after the meeting. Then what you as a seller is doing is what you want to do, which is you want to spend time with customers, you want to build that relationship, you want to sell the value of what is it that you're bringing to the table for your customers, right? So in a way, that's what AI agents are designed to do, and that's what we design our AI agents to do for our customers. So when you hire AI agents from Outreach, you're essentially augmenting your people, giving them superpowers, because these agents are helping them become more successful. And so that's what's the whole philosophy.
So it's really about taking the non-human agents and supplementing the work of the human agents rather than trying to replace. This is fascinating, and we could talk for a full another hour about this topic in this area, but I want to wrap us up with a look into the future,
Yeah.
Abhijit. 3 years from now, what does a best-in-class revenue org look like? Is it different? Is it more evolved? How does it play in?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very different 3 years from now because, as I said, we are still evolving. The evolution is happening quite fast. In some industries, it's happening faster than some other industries, but people's understanding, revenue leaders' understanding, IT leaders' understanding of what AI can do, vendors' understanding, our understanding of how we can help our customers get value out of AI is also changing, and it's changing very rapidly. So, for example, earlier this year, we heard about something called OpenClaw.
Mhm.
What is that? Well, that essentially is a technology that you can schedule to do things for you as an agent. You can build agents and you can schedule agents to do things for you. And not only that, it actually comes back with suggestions on how you can improve its execution.
Mhm.
Now, since then, a lot of companies have tried to sort of absorb some of those principles. Like even we are doing the same. So our agents are essentially self-learning agents, which means that
Yeah.
once you implement outreach agents, they're going to look and see what's going on in your company, and what are the best practices that are actually seeing more results, and then come back to you and say, hey, you know what, would you like me to do that for you, because that seems to be a better thing to do than what you asked me to do, with human oversight. And so now imagine a world 3 years from now where you have agents and people working side by side as teammates. So yes, humans are in control, but agents are not blindly following your instructions. They're essentially coming back and telling you that, hey, you know what? Maybe you should think about, instead of asking me to reach out to this customer every day at 8 a.m. in the morning, or every week 8 a.m. in the morning on Monday morning, maybe you should like wait and see if
Yeah.
they're really interested in what you want to buy, and then reach out to them, because that's what your colleagues are doing, and they're getting a lot more meetings that way. things, things of this sort. Like the agents can actually make recommendations, so essentially work with you as a partner.
Yeah.
And that's what I believe is going to happen. So humans and agents are going to work side by side, almost as teammates,
It
and augment each other.
Yeah, it almost feels like cheating, but it feels like really leveraging the resource that you have with AI agents.
Well, if everybody's using it, then it's not cheating anymore.
I love it. Well, before I let you go, Abhijit, is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything we didn't cover in our time today?
Well, I'm super excited with the potential of what AI can do for humans and what AI can do, especially in our category of revenue orchestration. And I think that the technology is evolving so fast that the possibilities are also changing. So this interview that you did with me, if you look at this a year from now, we would be laughing at this like,
Yeah.
what the heck is this guy saying? He has no idea. So, so that's what I think is going to happen. Things are going to change so fast that we will be learning new things.
Yeah.
So we need to talk more often, Brian, I think.
Abhijit, I look forward to the conversation. Let's not wait a full year. We'll pick this up as we can. Incredible chatting with you. Thank you for joining us on hiring AI agents and the rise of revenue orchestration. I'm Brian Westbrook with GeekWire Studios, joined by Abhijit Mitra, CEO of Outreach. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for having me again, Brian.
Let's get the team in here and just double check that there wasn't anything we want to add or adjust. That sounded fantastic.